So tonight, as Lindsay mentioned, my name is Charlotte Nemec, and I'm honored to be here representing both Spokane Federal Credit Union and a board member of the Women and Children's Free Restaurant. To start off, I have to admit, I do not love public speaking. So to help me get warmed up, I'm going to do a little participation to start with. So first of all, I want to know how many of you tonight knew what the Women and Children's Restaurant was about before you arrived here? Awesome. Okay, and how many of you have ever taken a tour of the restaurant? Okay, that's not enough hands. It really, truly isn't. So the reason I'm telling you that you need to put this on your to-do list to do is because the reason I'm standing here today is because my dear, amazing, wonderful friend of, thank you, my dear love, invited me and a group of others to come in and tour the restaurant when they first opened their facility, their new facility. I walked away from that experience thinking, oh my gosh, how come people don't know more about this place? I've never understood what this provides, and for 30 years they have been quietly doing this work, and I just don't think enough of us know about what happens at the restaurant, and enough of our community knows what's happening at that restaurant day in and day out and who they serve. So I need to make sure that tonight we all fully understand why it's important that we're here and why we support this restaurant. So did you know that based on information from the Alice report from the United Way, that a family of 4 in Spokane gets by with $58,000 per year. That's how much they have to make to get by. And that only includes your basic necessities, the food, housing, childcare, and transportation. When you take that into consideration, don't you wonder how it is that not everyone knows more about the Women and Children's Free Restaurant, because those are the kinds of services that these people need? Because stretching a budget when you're making that kind of money, which in my opinion, you would think that's pretty good money. We're doing okay, and it's not. And it's scary to think that there's so many families out there that need the assistance and don't know that this restaurant exists to help serve them. So based upon that information, you know that you've seen quotes that are in your program from women that have taken advantage of the restaurant. And yes, we serve those that basically need our services more than anything. So you're talking, senior citizens, you're talking people that are living on the streets, all of that. But there's such a bigger picture to this. And that picture came to me in full clarity the other night. And I'm gonna try not to cry. So I was helping out at the restaurant the other night, and this woman was there with her 2 young children. And I noticed her because her children were amazingly polite. Like, we're talking, sorry child, she's here. She was not this polite as a young person. These kids were amazing. So I approached her and I complimented her on the fact that her kids were so polite. And she told me a story. Her son is 8, her daughter is 4, and she said this is only her 2nd time of coming into the restaurant. And I said, oh, well, great, I'm so glad you've come here. And she said, yeah, pride has gotten in the way of me being here. I didn't want to take advantage of this service because I was too prideful. And she said, but by coming here just this 2nd time and working my budget, I've realized that by coming here, I'm able to afford more groceries and healthier groceries throughout the month for my children. This woman, she works a full-time job. She actually has a flexible schedule from her employer. She works from home and homeschools her children. She fled from the west side of the state to come here because of a domestic situation, what she deemed an unpleasant domestic situation. So this woman is hardworking, doing the best she can for her children, and what many of us would refer to as the working poor. So as we continue to see the cost of living in Spokane increase, we will continue to see the need for this restaurant continue to grow. And that's why it is so important for us to continue to support it. These women deserve to be treated with dignity, and that is the driving force behind the Women and Children's Free Restaurant. And being seated in a restaurant quality atmosphere having somebody wait on you gives these women hope, safety, and security. Without it, where would they be? Not knowing where your next meal is going to come from, not knowing if you'll be able to feed your children month to month. That's stuff that you and we don't have to worry about. These women do. And that's where the restaurant comes in and helps serve that purpose. So tonight, I'm gonna ask you to dig deep. There is an envelope in front of you, and I want you to give generously. I want you to think about those children, those women that need this service, and how many others we serve in this community. And this restaurant goes far beyond just the service that they do in the restaurant even, and you'll see that in your program. It is an amazing opportunity that they give to our community. And do we all want to live in a community that is strong and healthy and vibrant? Yes, we all do. So tonight I'm asking you to take that envelope that's in front of you, it's at everybody's place settings, and consider donating generously. And I urge you to make either a one-time donation or, better yet, an ongoing monthly donation. So if you're already making a monthly donation, which I know I am, double it. Make it impactful. Here's a good rule of thumb. Think about how much you spend every month on eating out. And then take that amount and donate that amount every month to the Women and Children's Free Restaurant. And by doing that, you are going to make this community a better place to live every day. And we hope that tonight we will be able to say, we did this, we're strong, and this community is strong. So please be generous. And we ask you to really look inside your heart to understand why this is important to you and to the rest of the community. So on behalf of the restaurant, I want to thank you for being here tonight and for giving so generously, hint, hint. And as you leave, please drop your envelopes with, we'll have a couple of volunteers out as you exit. And so this is my own personal little plug, everybody. So listen up. The oat bars that this restaurant makes, hands down, the best things you will ever have. And I'm not kidding, it's one of those things that, I shouldn't use this term because it's really probably not appropriate, but it's crack. It is total crack. And Spokane Federal Credit Union, yes, my credit union, is generously donating and handing out the bars as you exit tonight. Please enjoy them, and if you don't want one, remember, I love them. So don't feel shy about leaving if you want to. It's free. So thanks so much, you guys, for being here, and thank you for donating so generously. Have a great evening.